So let us start with another topic, the British in Bengal. In the early 17th century, the English East India Company was merely a trading body. It sent requests to the Mughal emperor for trade concessions and privileges. After the death of Aurangzeb, the Mughal Empire became weak. Taking advantage of this, the officials of the company began to intensify their operation in Bengal, the richest of the Indian province. So what are they saying? Initially, actually East India Company in the initial years of 1700, they came as just trading companies, okay? And when they were just trading companies, so at that point of time Mughals were ruling in India. So they used to take permission from Mughal emperors so that in trading those Mughal rulers can give concessions and privileges to the British companies. Concessions basically means कम प्राइसेस पे उनको गुड्स प्रोवाइड कर दे सो दैट उनको ज़्यादा प्रॉफिट अर्न हो. एंड आफ्टर द डेथ ऑफ औरंगजेब हु वाज अ Mughal emperor only, so the Mughal empire got a little weak. So taking advantage of that, the East India Company, they started having control. They thought, okay, this is a good point, we can have control over India, and that too Bengal. Bengal was one of the richest Indian province at that point of time. In 1717, they succeeded in obtaining the rights to import and export goods without paying custom duty. Now you will say, ma'am, what is custom duty? See, custom duty is basically whenever the goods are imported and exported, a certain amount is given. Like let's suppose if China, okay, they are sending masks to us. So when they are sending their goods in India and Indians will purchase those goods, ultimate profit will go to China. So we have custom duty. That means if China wants to give their products in India, they need to give certain amount to India so that India can allow Chinese goods to enter Indian market. Same way, if India want to send some of their spices or want to sell some of their spices to China, the China will ask India to give custom duty because you will earn profit in China. So in 1717, what did English East India Company gain? They actually gained the right of not paying custom duties, okay? They succeeded in obtaining the right to import and export goods without paying custom duties. Now imagine if you are already trading, you have started controlling Bengal and you have gained these rights of not paying custom duties. So how much huge amount of profit you will gain? You are actually coming to our country, selling your products, and you are not even paying us this certain amount. So this is a win-win situation. However, some officials of the company were also engaged in private trade. So they are saying apart from company trade, the English East India Company, some traders were even doing private trade. That means individual trade वो कर रहे थे. The concessions granted was only for the company. So this concession regarding that they will not pay custom duty, it was only for the company, okay? That means a group of merchants and traders who actually had a charter from Elizabeth I. But when private trade was also going, so the concession granted was only for the company, but these officials also stopped paying custom duty on their private trade, resulting in enormous loss of revenue to Bengal. Revenues are basically taxes. So what did private traders did? कंपनी को तो राइट मिल गया था कि वो इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट पे कस्टम ड्यूटी नहीं देंगे, बट जो प्राइवेट ट्रेडर्स थे उन्होंने भी स्लोली एंड स्टेडीली, बिकॉज मुगल एम्पायर वीक होने लग गया था, उन्होंने भी कस्टम ड्यूटी देना बंद कर दिया, जबकि द राइट्स वो ओनली गिवन टू द कंपनी. सो व्हाट हैपेंड, जब वो ट्रेड करने इंडिया में आते थे तो इंडिया को बहुत सारा प्रॉफिट होता था कस्टम ड्यूटी से, ओके. सो अब वो कस्टम ड्यूटी आनी बंद हो गई. सो उसकी वजह से बंगाल में बहुत ज़्यादा लॉस ऑफ रिवेन्यूज़, मतलब टैक्सेस आने बंद हो गए. सो इट वाज अ लॉट ऑफ लॉस in terms of economics in Bengal. The conflict between the Nawabs of Bengal and the company intensified in the first half of the 18th century. So now we are referring 18th century, so it means all the years of 1700. So slowly and steadily, see, the ruler of Bengal is generally having a designation of Nawab. Okay, so जो ruler थे, you can say ruler or Nawab is one and the same thing when we are referring to a country like Bengal or Hyderabad. So the Nawabs of Bengal and English East India Company, between them a strong sense of rivalry emerged when in the first half of the 18th century, that means before 1750s, उनके बीच में बहुत ज़्यादा अब rivalry होने लग गई इस बात पे.